Hollywood is in a panic over this.
The Diddy party list. Yeah, we got that. That was dropped by prosecutors.
The long-awaited party list is out, packed with big names, and just as Diddy's trial kicked off, a key witness who allegedly holds some of the tapes has resurfaced, and he revealed a lot.
Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
So today we're breaking down who's on the party list and where this case could be headed. Remember, these are still allegations, and until the legal process plays out, Diddy remains accused, not convicted.
You guys want to see what celebrities and politicians and royal members went to the Diddy parties? Well, we're going to show them right here. Come with me and let's check this out as a family. So here's the first little section right there. I'll just let you pause and read. There's the second section right there. Just let you pause and read. And of course, all the usual suspects on there. Basically everybody you know and love, if you want to call it that. Here's page 2. There we go. Chris Rock all the way down to Chrissy Teigen and the usual suspects in the middle there. Oh, there's another group. Look right there. There's another group of them. Hey, couple surprises. Not a lot, though. Of course, you might want to pause that right there. Might want to take a look at some of those. That looks pretty important. I don't know.
Now, just to clarify, this is the guest list for the all-white party, which is not to be confused with what insiders are calling the freak-offs. Apparently, those are a completely different set of events. Diddy's parties were on another level, so much so they were mainstream events with after-parties followed with after-parties. Then you had the freak-offs, which reportedly lasted for days and were far more secretive. Now, it's important to take a clear distinction here. Just because someone's name is on the list does not mean they were involved in anything illegal or even aware of what else might have been going on behind the scenes. These events drew big names from across entertainment, fashion, and sports, some of whom may have just shown up for networking, partying, or publicity. Diddy's lawyers, however, are on a different level. For instance, here's one of them putting up a defense for his client during an appearance on CNN.
My defense is very well established. I interviewed myself the different men who, were being brought sort of into Mr. Combs and this person's, intimate situation. I've flown around the country. I've interviewed a large number of them. There's not the slightest inkling, according to the interviews that I've done, of anything that's coercive, non-consensual. Nobody was too drunk. Nobody was too high. These were adults in a relationship. This is a 10-year relationship. We can't forget that. This is a 10-year relationship. And it was adults and consensual, and everybody who was there wanted to be there.
Yeah, you heard that right. According to his lawyer, everything was consensual, but that's not where it ends. Diddy's legal team also plans to argue that he might not have been mentally capable of committing crimes due to his substance use. And if that's not enough, they're also claiming, quote, that the US law is racist. And the reason he's being singled out, what's a clear case of selective prosecution. Now, I'm no legal expert, and I'm definitely not making any claims here, but you've probably heard the saying, throw it against the wall and see what sticks. That's exactly what this defense is starting to look like, allegedly, of course. A major interview that's resurfaced lately is the one where Courtney Burgess went on Newsmax and made a whole bunch of allegations against Diddy, so let's hear what he said.
Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appeared to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appeared to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were, all 8 were victimized,
Yeah,
meaning
victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right.
And to give a bit of context, Courtney alleges that, quote, he was given 11 flash drives containing at least 8 tapes involving 8 celebrities. These drives came into his possession after, quote, his former associate Kim Porter, who was an ex-girlfriend of Combs, shared the flash drives with him. Courtney also testified before the grand jury in connection with the case, although it's still unclear whether he's officially being treated as a witness. His claims have added a new layer of attention to an already high-profile investigation. By the way, I've noticed you haven't liked the video or subscribed to the channel yet, so what are you waiting for? In response, Diddy's legal team has hit back hard, filing a $50 million defamation lawsuit against Courtney. They're insisting that the alleged tapes don't exist and are accusing him of fabricating the story for attention or personal gain. Joe Rogan and Elon Musk also shared their 2 cents on this entire fiasco and made some valid points.
He was doing it himself. Conceivably, people want to think that he's attached to some intelligence agency or something like that. I think he's a gangster who made $1 billion and knew how to control people by compromising them. That's what I think. Whether or not he shared some of that information with people so they knew they had compromising stuff on people, I don't know. But clearly he was doing it for his own jollies, too. There was something sick about it.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is that people in the music and entertainment industry had to know that Diddy was, like, abusing, kids, basically. And yet they still fed him kids. And like, where's the accountability?
There had to be rumors. There had to be.
They had to know.
Yeah.
They had to know.
Cat Williams was talking about it on
exactly.
Yeah, on that podcast.
But like who's feeding him the kids?
Right. And what videos do they have of these people where they're willing to defend him? And they're willing to keep quiet about all this.
Exactly. Take the Epstein case, for example. Aside from Ghislaine Maxwell, no one else was held accountable, which still raises serious questions. A criminal operation of that scale doesn't happen with just 2 people. It takes a network, yet we've seen no serious effort to bring others to justice. If the allegations against Diddy are true, it would follow a similar pattern. There's no way something as elaborate to what's being alleged could be pulled off alone. You need people to manage logistics, control access, and help keep everything under wraps. But instead of investigating the full scope, the system tends to zero in on the most high-profile figure and stops there. Now to wrap things up, we have the infamous clip where Cat Williams said this.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Kid, I need to know. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. I don't want to look at nothing I don't want to have. Because I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. That's how Diddy be feeling.
No, come on, man.
It is hard to believe it's been almost 1.5 years since this episode came out. At the time, Diddy hadn't even been charged yet. After his arrest, more and more people began coming forward with stories that echoed exactly what Kat had hinted at here. It's one of those moments where the clip aged in a way no one expected. But I'd love to know your thoughts here, so let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please share with your family and friends. It means the world. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.